Ooh, okay. Hello, hello. Hello. Happy New Year. Uh, Today we'll be continuing from, well, today I'll be playing another route. I'm pretty sure there's another route. Oh, we'll be playing another route of TODO. Hello, Fast Guy. Hello. How was your New Year's? How was your New Year's? My New Year's was pretty good. What else? What was I gonna say? Oh, jeez, right. I'll be playing from where Joyce basically left, I guess. Since I'm pretty sure there's another ending for these types of games, so yeah. It was fine? Oh, that's good. Anyways, let's get started with the stream here. Tell me if it's a bit loud, okay? I'm gonna go. Oh, whoa, back. That is not what I wanted. Shit, man, did it not save? Oh my lord, it didn't save. Oh lord, I think I oversaved it or something. Yeah, I think I did somehow. Shit, man. Oh, what do I do? Okay. Maybe if I go way back. Yes. Let's go way back. Oh my lord. Okay, sound fine? That's good. Okay, turns out I did not say the thing. Wait, history. Nope. Save, load, page 1. Oh my lord, I can't believe I didn't save the other part. Shoot. No, I don't want to do that. What do I do? There's no way of going back, I guess. Unless I go way back to the first part of the game. Oh man, this really sucks. Not gonna lie. Oh wait, no, I actually did save it. Oh, I actually don't really like letting go of Joyce, but I kind of want to this. Yes, I am. Joyce decided to leave on his own, so there's no point in running after him. Alright, then I won't pester you about this again. I just thought you might have changed your mind. Well, I did change my mind in the previous run. I'm gonna go save this in a different file. Yeah, here's good enough. Return. Well, I didn't. Also, why do you even have my number? I'm a hacker. Actually, I just looked at the customer register. Well, see you around, maybe. Yeah, sure. I should just go back to sleep. I don't have to work today. And the competition finale is only in a few days. I really hope my mood improves soon. I went to bed and woke up again sometime in the afternoon. Oh, hello, welcome, Wounds. How was your day? It felt almost like a relapse, but I decided to allow myself one day of acting so sluggish. Joyce helped me take the first few steps, but if I can't keep going on my own, then there's no point. I decided to stop feeling depressed. It didn't work, not right away. But it was better than yesterday or the day before that. Jeez, how can I revert to this so easily? Get it together, Airi. Yeah, get it together. Yeah, me. This isn't the end of the world. The month isn't over yet, and there's still the competition. I just need to do what I did while Joyce was here. Get out of bed before afternoon. Do something productive or valuable every day. Don't feel guilty for resting every now and then. This is gonna be easy, right? I did this successfully for almost a week. I'm sure it'll work out. Guess I should eat something. Oh, hold on. The day just went on without much happening. I told myself that it's okay, that I'll just get back to normal tomorrow. But in the back of my head, I was wondering if I'd say the same thing tomorrow. If this would become normal again. Well, eventually I was interrupted by my phone. Phoenix, huh? Hello? Hey, it's me, Phoenix. I was wondering, I was wondering what you were doing today. Nothing much. Why are you asking? Oh, if you're not busy, maybe we could talk for a bit? Sure. Yeah, go, why not talk? Great, thanks. Is it okay if we meet at my place? Oh, sorry, I'd rather talk in person, but it's okay if you don't want to. No, it's fine. Alright, I'll send you the address. Sure, see you later then. Yeah, see you. Hey, I'm glad you could make it. Sure, no problem. So, what's up? You sounded like there was something specific you wanted to talk about. It's nothing big. I guess I'm just somewhat uneasy. Uneasy? About the competition. Sorry if you're nervous as well, but I didn't think it'd be good just to dwell on this by myself. It's alright, I don't mind. Thanks. So, is there anything I can do? Sorry, I said I wanted to talk. I said I want to talk, but I'm still thinking about how to put it. Oh my god. Moving here was more or less a way to start over. It was what I wanted, but maybe I underestimated it. I know what you mean. It's one thing to be alone, but it's even worse to know nobody at all. Yeah, that's part of it. Oh, I did ask further. Last time, I kinda want to... Maybe I should move on. Are you scared of losing? Yeah, it's just... I feel like I only entered the competition to prove myself that I chose the right path. I'm scared of what happens if it still doesn't lead anywhere. I sacrificed a lot to get to where I am now. I don't want it to have been for nothing. I only learned this recently myself, but just because you spent most of your life following one dream, it doesn't mean you have to keep following it. If there's something else that makes you happy, just go after that. I think I'll try going for art a little longer. Although, I'm also pretty happy at the bookstore. So try worrying a little less. Wasting time by thinking about what could have been is usually even worse than anything that actually happened, no matter how much you regret it. Although, it sounds strange to hear myself say this. Alright, I guess I can try. Thanks. So you're feeling better? Well, at least the immediate anxiety is gone. but I guess I should still figure out what exactly I want. Just let me know when I can help. I feel like I'm in a similar situation right now, so maybe we can help each other out a bit. Oh my lord, they're so loud. Why am I still playing so loud? Sure. By the way, is that a guitar? Can you play it? Oh yeah, I used to be in a band, but now I just play it for fun. That's awesome. I always wanted to play an instrument. It's not too late to learn it. I don't know. I can show you the basics if you want. I'll just go get us something to drink first. Is Teal alright? Oh, sure, thanks. The atmosphere lightened almost immediately once I brought up the guitar. Phoenix made some tea and then taught me some chords. A few times I thought my fingers would end up in a knot, and my fingertips would still hurt all evening. But when I actually managed to play a chord correctly, it felt amazing. Sometimes Phoenix got really close when he tried to correct my grip or show me a new one. It was distracting at times, but I can't say that I disliked it. Wow. Not at all, actually. I just hope he couldn't see my blush. It was only on my way back that I thought back to what Phoenix told me. Oh my lord. Can my siblings be quiet, please? I wonder if Phoenix always dealt with its problems by himself. If so, it must have been difficult to suddenly talk to someone about them. I'm bad at accepting help myself. Maybe that's part of why Joyce left. It was just getting dark when I went back home. I didn't want to impose for too long, and with the competition finale on Friday, I should probably prepare a bit. Alright, time to prepare, I guess. Color contrast. I guess I could read about color contrast for a bit. Let's see. First established by Johannes Itten. Johannes Itten. There's a total of 7 color contrasts, and that are still relevant in modern color theory. One of the most commonly known contrasts is the contrast of complements. This contrast is formed by a juxtaposition of opposing sides of the color wheel, essentially forming a pair of perceptual opposites. Examples of this contrast are, for instance, red and green or yellow and purple. Because it is made up of opposites, this contrast can be fairly extreme, but especially in combination with other aspects of color theory, it is also a valuable tool. I could read about the other contrasts as well. but I'm pretty tired. Maybe tomorrow. I didn't stay up very long afterwards. Nothing much happened, but this month had been fairly draining up until now. At least I did something productive, although it was relatively little by comparison. I want to win the competition, so for the next few days I'll put in some more work. Tomorrow is the day. I know I shouldn't think about this at work, but I'm kind of nervous. I wonder if Phoenix will be okay. Well, let's go inside. Good morning, Airi. Good morning, Mrs. Cardhoover. I'm sorry, but I have to head out soon and probably won't be back until the afternoon. Phoenix is looking over our inventory today. We need to order new books again soon. I know you always do, but please look over the shop for me. Sure, is everything alright? Yes, don't worry, just some annoying bureaucracy. Well, I'll leave the shop to you. Alright, Bye, Mrs. Cardhoover. Looks like I'll be on my own again today. Good morning. Ah, good morning. How can I help you? I'm looking for an AI. AI, you say? I'm sorry, but we only have books. Naturally, I'm looking for books about AIs. I figured it would be more efficient to skip asking for a book since this should be obvious given the context. Maybe I misjudged the situation. Well, I'll take a look at what we have. This is kinda strange, but I guess people can be interested in AIs. I don't think we have what she wants though. Guess I'll just offer anything that comes close. I'm sorry, I think the only books we have that are related to AIs are about game development. We also have some science fiction books, but that's probably not what you were looking for, right? Correct. Well, it was a long shot anyways. Sorry, but unfortunately I can only offer you what we have here. But please come again if... What? Can I ask you a question? Sure. No need to cut me off though. What do you know about AIs? Well... I'm no expert, but aren't they basically virtual humans? They can be, but I'm much more interested in the potential they have beyond that. So, you're a researcher? It's complicated. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't help you out much further. It's alright. In a way, I was even hoping there would be nothing yet. Have a good day. Well, that was strange. Here's hoping the next one will be better. Welcome to Cardhoover Books. How can I help you? Hiya, do you have textbooks by any chance? I think we have a few, but what do you need? I just started college last semester and want to read up on some more advanced things. Sure, what program are you in? Social studies. I mean, the university itself already feels like one big social study, but the courses are pretty great. One big social study? What do you mean? It just has kind of a strange organizational structure. I'm not very involved in it myself, but there's this weird dynamic between two different parts of the student body. The school doesn't really do anything to ease things, so I just found it noteworthy. That sounds familiar. Well, I think we have some social studies textbooks. It's probably best if you take a look at them yourself, but I can show you where they are. Thanks, that would be great. Alright, they're this way. It didn't take long until I mostly forgot about the competition. There weren't many chances to feel nervous during work, and I'm honestly glad for that. Work was demanding, but pretty straightforward for most of the day. Mrs. Cardhoover returned earlier than expected, so I could finish my shift in the early afternoon. Phoenix was done around the same time. How are you holding up? Fine, mostly. Thanks. How about you? I was fine during work, but it's coming back to me now. Well, I'm glad we're in this together at least. Yeah, me too. Well, I'll go home now. I still need to prepare. Yeah, me too. See you. Yeah, bye. Part of me still expects to be greeted when I come home. Well, I'll pass again. I should probably prepare for the competition. I mean, there's not a lot of time left, but I guess I can at least refresh my memory a little bit. Reread the theory. It won't harm to reread a few things. So what should I read about? Okay, here we go. In general, you start out by blocking out shapes and the general composition. Once you are happy with how it turned out, you begin refining your painting. At first, you keep building up shapes and lighting through the grayscale values. It can be tempting to jump right into working with colors, but usually it's easier to fix issues with the values in black and white. Alternatively, you can add an adjustment layer to check every now and then if everything is working. Colors are a powerful tool to convey atmospheres, so feel free to try out different palettes, especially if you're working in a stylized style. Once you are generally happy with your painting, you can start adding details. Photo bashing can be useful sometimes. Oh hey! Just add parts of a photograph, transform it until it fits your needs, and paint over it. Not everyone works like this though. Just try find a workflow you like. Guess that's about it. There's still some time until I should go to bed though. Maybe I should read some more. Yes, keep doing that. Should I read about... Might as well read some more about the place I'd get a job at if I won tomorrow. Before becoming an art director at such a prestigious studio, you started out as a concept artist, right? Yes, I first came to Naughty Cat as a junior concept artist, and over the years I was promoted to a lead and ultimately the art director of our current project. So even if you are directing multiple departments, you still have a close connection to concept art? Sort of. That's where my expertise come from after all. But at the same time, I also think that I'm slightly harder on our concept artists because of that. How so? Well, our artists have very different backgrounds, but what they all have in common is that they're skilled individuals, all within strengths and preferences. So what occasionally happens is that they work on a design and really learn to like it, but it doesn't quite fit in the general style of or the world of our game, so it's my job to point that out. And sometimes people just didn't notice what was going on and immediately let go of their preference. But other times it's a little more complicated to convince them that the needs of the game are more important than what they generally like. It's usually not a big deal though. I mean, we're all in this to make great games, so of course we'll do our best to make that happen. Even if that means cutting some of the things you grew fond of. But it's not like having preferences is a bad thing. We don't want our concept artists to execute ideas, so we value their personal styles and interests. Still, I have to make sure their work stays in line with everything else. And that's it. This probably even applies to studios other than Naughty Cat. At least I think it does. There's still some time before I should go to bed though. Color contrast, color theory. Alright. What do I want to know? There are two major systems of color mixing, additive and subtractive color mixing. The main difference lies in the primary colors and the way they're mixed. An additive color is made up of red, green, and blue. All three colors combined at equal strength become white. Adjacent colors combined at equal strength become yellow, cyan, and magenta, respectively, clockwise. This mixing system takes the main components of light and adds them together, hence the name additive color mixing. A common place you can find this mixing model and application is the computer screen you are reading this on. A subtractive color is made up of yellow, cyan, and magenta. All three colors combined at equal strength become close to black. Adjacent colors combined at equal strength become red, green, blue, and blue, respectively, clockwise. Let me have some water. Clockwise. In this mixing model, colors are mixed by absorbing parts of the light spectrum, in contrast to additive mixing. The best known appliance of this model is found in printing. What do I want to know? Color wheels. The first color wheel was introduced by Isaac Newton. Later, others developed color wheels that focused more on the visual and perspective side rather than the scientific approach of Newton. Among those were color wheels by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe and Wilhelm von Bezold. The concept of color wheels is still used today because it is an easy way to show the relationships of primary, analog, and complementary colors. What do I want to know? Enough about color theory. Well, I think that's plenty. Call it a day. Well, I think that's enough. I think I should manage with what I know. Today is the day. Ugh, I'm so nervous. Joyce would probably tell me to calm down. Maybe I actually can calm down if I try. We'll be fine. I mean, it's not like my future depends on this. Airi, you're here. Oh, Phoenix. Yeah, I just got here. Actually, going inside seems absurdly difficult though. I feel you. But the finale will start soon. We should go, shouldn't we? Whoops, sorry. Mind if I squeeze through? I'm in a hurry. There's a competition going on and I'm gonna win! Woo! Naughty cat, here I come! Well, that guy sure was motivated. Looks like it's going to be an interesting day. Let's go inside before we're late. After they confirmed that it was actually us and not someone who tried to sneak inside the studio, we were led through the building. It wasn't exactly a tour, but whenever we passed anywhere noteworthy, our guide told us about it. As it turned out, the person showing us around was one of Naughty Cat's lead artists and one of the judges. She casually mentioned that she's the character lead on Titan Watch Online. No big deal. I'd say I was close to asking a whole lot of questions, but I couldn't manage to make a sound when I wanted to. Eventually, we arrived in a room where a handful of other people were already waiting. Apparently, we were the last ones to arrive. A brief introduction and an even shorter explanation later, we were taken into the room where the finale was held. And live streamed. Oof. Good thing I forgot about that this morning, or I might have gotten second thoughts about even taking part. The first part of the finale is apparently a theoretical test. Art theory. Finally knowing what I had to do eased my worries a bit. But I've come so far, I can't mess this up now. Alright, hello there pretty people, the show is about to begin. I'm a senior concept artist at Naughty Cat and your host for today. So without further ado, let's get started. As you know, the first task is all about theory. But because just letting you write down answers on a piece of paper would be boring to watch, we decided to spice things up a little. I'll ask questions and you'll take turns answering. You have 9 seconds to answer. If you're not fast enough, the question is open to the group. If you answer incorrectly, the question will be open as well, and you will have to wait for the next question. All in all, you need 2 correct answers to move on to the next test, but if you fail to answer 3 questions, you're out. So be fast, but not rash. And don't forget to smile for the camera. Last I heard, we had 20,000 viewers. This feels strange to think, but I'd honestly rather take a written test. Ready? No. Does it look like I'm ready? No, clearly not. Alright, we'll start with you there. This is an easy one, so try not to embarrass yourself. What era of art history did neoclassicism use as a basis for its sets of values and guidelines? Renaissance? I'll let that count because we're still warming up. But the correct answer would have been the classical art of ancient Greece and Rome. They did, however, also get inspiration from early Renaissance art, though. I won't be going this easy on any of you anymore, so better brace yourselves. Next up, Phoenix. The marble slab that was eventually turned into Michelangelo's David was originally cut 43 years earlier for an artist named Agostino di Cuscio. Frick. I can't do Italian names. He was tasked to make a statue for a Florentine cathedral. However, he abandoned the project, and 10 years later, another artist picked up the marble. What was the name of that artist? What's with this jump in difficulty? I want to say Michelangelo, but this is a trick question, right? I feel kind of bad for Phoenix. Antonio Rossellino, but he abandoned the marble as well because he found it too difficult to sculpt. I can't say I expected this answer, but you're correct. He knew it. You can almost feel bad for that marble, but at least it got turned into a statue eventually. Now this sets the bar quite high for everyone else, so I hope you're prepared. Next, we'll move on to Airi. If this is anything like the last question, I'm screwed. This question is a bit more contemporary. In digital painting, there's a technique that incorporates parts of photographs. What is it called? Photo bashing. Photo bashing. Correct. And before anyone says anything about the legitimacy of this technique, we at Naughty Cat think it's perfectly fine to use. If you disagree, you'll probably never had to make photorealistic art with a tight deadline and lots of revisions. Alright, on to the next question then. We'll give you a bit of a breather with this one. What is the complementary color of purple? Yellow, was it? I think it was yellow. Let me save here for now. Pretty sure it's yellow. Red? Wait, no. Too late, sorry, but the question is open to everyone now. Does anyone know? I think it's yellow. Yellow! Spot on! Nice combo you have going there, Airi. Well, if something like this can already throw people off balance, then maybe it's time to increase the difficulty. The next few questions were brutal. Barely anyone managed to answer correctly on the first try. Even though this meant several opportunities for me to get points, I had no chance of even guessing the answers. Eventually, we finished the first rotation. 4 people were already out because they threw in too many wrong answers. Of course, Phoenix got his question right again. And suddenly, it was my turn once more. Oh, time to save again. Hold up, let me just check on something. Just check on something for a moment. Okay, that's fine. And suddenly it was my turn once more. Technically I already passed, but I was still nervous. Alright, Airi, your turn. Time for a thought experiment. Let's say you pass. Actually, no. You not only pass, but you get a job here. What do you want to do? Concept art. Concept art? Nice. Then I might be your lead. Well, okay, let's say you're a concept artist working under me and you just submitted a concept art that our art director isn't happy with. Specifically, it's about a few details that don't seem to match the requirements of the style guideline. What do you do? Before doing anything, I'd have to know what exactly is wrong with those details. If it really doesn't fit with the rest, I'll have to change it, but it'll probably happen again if I don't know what to avoid. Whatever I made though, I probably had a reason for making it like that, so I should at least mention that, right? That sounds good to me. The art director ultimately gets to decide, but we're a team. Blindly following orders isn't good for anyone. You're a diplomatic one, aren't you? Anyways, I think we'll stop here. I didn't expect we'd already be down to 4 people after just one rotation. If you didn't make it, feel free to go down to the lobby and watch the rest of the live stream. Everyone else, stay here. Let's just say here. Next up is a practical test. After a short break to set everything up, we were told that what the task was going to be. A character design. Computers, softwares, and other equipment were provided. At first, I was pretty excited about the task, until the final details were revealed. Well, well, looks like our remaining 4 finalists are quite the motley crew. Are y'all ready? Alrighty, if you have any technical problems now, it's time to speak up or else I'll take up your work time. You have a total of 90 minutes to come up with an idea and get it into a presentable state. Oh, and we'll make rounds with the camera to show everyone at home what you're making. So be ready to answer some questions. Seriously? They don't expect a full-on production quality here, right? And before you ask, of course we mainly judge the idea, but executing it well... Pardon. Well, executing it well will obviously give you more bonus points. Any questions? No? Well, let's get this started then. Wait, so there's a topic. Or are we just supposed to design a random character? Oh, I'm sorry, didn't I mention? The topic is Combat Mailman. Huh? So like a berserker? No, didn't you hear what I said? Yeah, a combat mailman. Like a really manly fighter, right? Okay, scratch that. We're making it a mail clerk now. As in someone who works at a post office or everyone who hasn't caught on. Gender doesn't matter. Oh, but don't forget the combat bit. I'm curious on how you'll combine these topics. Feel free to do some world building to tie everything together. Aside from the main theme, you're free to do whatever you want. Alright, any more questions? Well then, get ready. Your 90 minutes starts now. Oh, I might have to end the stream really early though. Like really early. I kind of have something to do. So yeah. The topic itself already felt like a curveball, but only having 90 minutes was still the biggest obstacle. The time pressure quickly won over my general nervousness, so I started sketching. I knew formulating a complete idea and then trying to execute it in time wouldn't work. I'm not the fastest, but I at least know my limits. I decided to make something simple, to sell the design with interesting shapes and a twist on the concept. I also took some liberties with the topic and made it about email. So the email clerk would be more like an AI sorting incoming mails and sending others off. All while defending the user from viruses, spam, and phishing mails? I have no clue what that word is. But yeah, I might end the stream really early though tonight, because I kind of have something to do right after this. Like pretty soon, so yeah. Even so, I didn't think about what I was doing as much so as I probably should have. Once I found an idea that worked, I clung to it, but it didn't keep me from changing things over and over again. Over and over again. Of course, right when I found a fatal flaw in my design and started erasing what didn't work, the camera team approached. I think I somehow salvaged the situation, but it was stressful. Eventually, the time was up and we had to present our respective pieces. Okay? Yeah. Let me just... I was so nervous that I couldn't even focus while the others were presenting. Oh. Or think of what I'd say once it was my turn. The jury standing before us was all that occupied my mind. They didn't introduce themselves, but it was likely that they were all lead artists, art directors, and who knows what else. After the first two presentations were over, the host turned to me and I realized it was time. It's time. Alright then, Airi. The viewers at home already got a glimpse of your piece, but please show us your final product. And tell us all the juicy little details that make it special. Yeah, sure. Here's my I see, so not much has changed even after I choose to not save Joyce. I see. Here it is, my combat mail clerk. Or AI rather. Damn, what was even my thought process while making this? It's all a blur now. Maybe I should start by explaining why I chose an AI. AI is interesting. Most communication is digital these days. You can get more creative with the combat aspect. Most communication is digital these days, so I just thought that it made sense to focus on email. And since that makes the mail clerk digital, I decided to make them an AI. As you can see, they have some additional arms on their back. Those are actually interchangeable. So depending on the AI's current tasks, they could equip knives for combat or some extra hands to sort out the mail more quickly. Interesting. Since you made a virtual character, is there a reason why they look rather male? Or would there be other gender expressions too? Save here. They don't. Actually, I decided that it didn't make sense to arbitrarily give the AI a gender. So you were going for an androgynous look. Yes. Now that you say so, I can kinda see it. Thanks for the clarification. Could you tell us more about the clothing and those inline skates? Of course. The colors of the clothing and the logo are mainly inspired by uniforms of the local post offices, which might not read that well internationally, but I figured yellow also communicates that they're a worker and draws attention to the torso. Other than that, I wanted to keep things functional and techy without going overboard on details, so it's mostly black and grey. With some blue here and there, since that's already the color of their hair and the markings on their face. As for the inline skates, I'd assume they'd allow for faster movement, yeah? They allow for faster movement. I wanted the AI to be fast since email is practically instant, and this seems like the best way to achieve that while keeping them humanoid. I'm gonna have another sip of water. also help them during combat. Though, to be fair, it's all metaphorical at that point, but so is the whole concept of their world. What you're telling me my emails aren't delivered by AIs on roller skates? I mean, just kidding, your reasoning is fine. It's an interesting approach to communicate their speed. One last question. In your particular setting, why is there a need for a mail clerk to be armed? Well, I figured since the AI is already personified, viruses and spam mail might be too. And if the AI has agency and works for the respective user, they'd probably want to protect them from those threats. So their responsibilities would be to receive, sort, and send off mails, as well as fighting off threats. Nice and simple. I like it. Do you have anything else to add? I don't think so. Well then, on to the next presentation. Phoenix, please tell us all there is to know about your design. Sure. I decided to take a more historical approach and got inspired by uniforms of the early 20th century. Mainly postal workers, but there are also military influences to stay in line with the combat theme. I've noted most of the important points on the concept, but in short, I wanted it to be functional and classy. Her appearance is supposed to convey the feeling of a service worker with combat experience. Friendly but stern when necessary. Most of all, I wanted her to be reliable and reassuring. Have you thought about why she's carrying a gun? Yes, it is not directly referring any real world conflict, but I decided on a war setting. Mail clerks like her often handle important or confidential messages, so she is armed to protect herself and the mail. As for her character, I thought that it might be interesting to make her a spy, but that was about the world building I could do in those 90 minutes. Sure, that's fine. But did I hear that right? You decided to make her a unique character and not just a stand-in for how mail clerks look in that setting. Both, kind of. She is of course showcases of the mail clerk uniform. She of course showcases the mail clerk uniform. But I also wanted her to look interesting enough to be an actual character. Alright, thanks for the clarification. If you don't have anything else to add, the other judges and I will start our discussion now. Stay right here, stay right where you are, folks, and we'll be right back. The judges begin to confer. I had no idea how well I did or how I stood compared to the other participants. Phoenix's design looked more polished than mine, but I was too nervous to really compare them beyond that. It wasn't my opinion that counted anyways. But before too long, the host returned to announce their decision. Well that's tough. All 4 of you have done a good job. Well, we have to make a decision nonetheless. First off, Phoenix. As always, impressive work. Getting lost in details is pretty dangerous when working with tight time constraints, but you barely managed to dodge that. The design itself is fairly basic, but it's well executed, fits all the requirements, and has enough interesting bits to still look unique. I'm gonna go drink some more water. God, my throat is starting to kill me again. Actually, now that I think about it, I was like really sick. I was really sick on Friday. And like, oh god, I had a really bad headache on that day. I did nothing but stay in bed and also go to the bathroom so I can vomit, I guess. Yeah, not fun. And since I didn't eat much food that day, I ended up vomiting nothing but stomach acid. Yeah, really not fun. It's not quite unanimous this time, but you're in the final round of this finale. As for the last slot for this final showdown, this is a tough one. All of you have certain qualities, but we're not looking for a showdown of technical skill alone. Phoenix already covers that front, so we are looking for something else for the final finalist. Airi, did you struggle with the time limit? I'm going to save here and go with yes. Yes, to be honest, I did. Well, that's not a problem. It actually made your own piece more interesting. Visually, it's pretty rough and simplistic, but you focused on the core, the design itself. I'm glad you decided to take some time to think about the world first before starting the design process. Of course, it looks like there are a few ambiguities here and there due to the rough art, but at this stage, this is more of a starting point than a finished concept. It will be a tough battle, but you managed to get the majority of votes, barely. Holy shit, I made it! Sorry to everyone who lost this round, but this is our selection. Don't fret though, you still did a great job getting so far. It might not be the job or the price you wanted, but we also have some unique Naughty Cat t-shirts and other goodies for you. Don't forget to pick them up on the way out. Next up is the final part of today's finale. A face-off the contestants to determine who will start as a junior artist at Naughty Cat next month. Well, and there's also those 1,000 euros to be won. Dun, 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 dun. This is it. I already almost expected that I'd have to compete directly with Phoenix if I wanted to win. There's one final test left. They said it's a face-off, but it'll have to be related to the job, right? I can't win with technical skill alone. They basically said so themselves. Then I'll have to find some other quality that makes me desirable for them. Let's just save here. Alright, Airi, Phoenix, are you ready? You can think of this final test as a sort of a job interview. Both of you have something that qualifies you to work here, but we want to see who would be the better addition to the team. And don't worry too much about what we might want to hear, just be honest. A little disclaimer though for everyone watching at home. Our decisions here only represent our studio policies. Other companies might look for other qualities, and just because something worked here doesn't mean it will work for other studios. Do your research before you apply. Indeed. Now, let's start with the first question. There was probably a reason why you decided to take part in this competition, right? Let's just save here. Boom, ba-dum, ba. So why exactly do you want to work at Naughty Cat? Phoenix? Well, I was introduced to video games fairly late, and I can't say that they're much more than an occasional pastime for me. But I think the challenge of creating art that is aesthetic and still serves a purpose is a lot more present in games than in a lot of other media. It intrigued me, and Naughty Cat seems like one of the best studios to work at. Alright, and you, Airi? I love your games. I'm kind of in a pinch. You're one of the best. Let's go with the I love your games, sir. Well, I've been playing your games for years. They're among my absolute favorites, and if there's a game studio I want to work at, it's Naughty Cat. Just the thought of contributing to some of my favorite franchises makes me excited. That's some nice enthusiasm, but is this the only reason you applied here? Well, basically. Alright, thanks for your answer. I need water. This definitely gives us a better idea of your motivation. Let's continue with a classic. Airi, what do you think is your biggest weakness? Where do I even start? Current skill level. I'd say my biggest weakness is my current skill level. Yeah, that is true. I feel like a lot of artists feel this way too. They're like, oh man, my art sucks, and I must improve. Sort of situation. It's hard to explain. Like you see like other people's art and you're like, man, I need to practice more to be as good as them. Out of all the contestants here, my work had the most rough edges. I mean, you said it yourself, that you mainly let me proceed because of my idea. That's more or less how I see myself. My main selling point is that I know that I can still improve a lot. Well, and that I can work well within my limitations. Alright, Phoenix. I don't want to sound conceited, but I think for me it's almost the opposite. I really enjoy painting. To relax, I usually paint just for the sake of painting. And as you mentioned it earlier, I often get lost in the details. That's not really what's important for concept art though. So if you want to go by that, illustration might actually be what I enjoy most. And I've been wondering whether I want to be an artist or an artisan. As enjoyable as it is to create art just for the process of creating it, I want to create something with more use and meaning to it. Which can be a challenge for me, but I think overcoming weaknesses is the only way to grow. Well, knowing where you can improve is important, but don't forget to tell us your strong points too. So tell us, why should we choose you over the other? Ooh, you know, I kinda wanna see what Phoenix has to say for us. This is tough. I feel like this is contradicting with what I just said, but I'd say my attention to detail, my abilities in drawing and paintings are what sets me apart. I need to know when to stop, but I think I can create something that's detailed and believable fairly quickly. Airi is a good artist, but I think in that regard, I'm still ahead of her. Ooh. I can't deny that, but I think what I lack in technical skill, I make up with creativity and adaptability. I'm reflective, and I don't have problems taking and incorporating feedback. I think, well then, we need some time to come to a conclusion, but I think this was a productive interview. Wait, honest? We'll tell you when we make a decision. We were supposed to wait outside while the judges talked about what they just heard. It was kind of nerve-wracking. I think almost 20 minutes passed before we were called back into the room. To be honest, I didn't think the decision would take so long. But then again, this is a fairly important decision for them. And ultimately, also for us. Sorry for the wait, but we've finally come to a conclusion. Of course, we were looking for a talented artist. Otherwise, the initial selection and the theoretical test and the practical task wouldn't have been there. But that isn't all we were looking for. It's important to us that our team functions on a human level. In some ways, that's even more important than being a skilled artist. Of course, there needs to be a good balance of the two, which is why our discussion took so long. But after talking it out, we finally agree. The decision we've come to is that you will be our new junior artist, Airi. Oh my god, did I just hear this right? There's still some formalities that we will have to take care of before you can officially start, but what do you say? Do you want to be a part of our team? Yes, of course! Alright, then we're happy to welcome you in the Naughty Cat family. Phoenix, you're still a great artist, so don't let this drag you down too much, okay? I'm sure there are other studios who'd be more than happy to have you. Well, that's it. My throat, it's killing me today. Thanks for joining us today. I couldn't believe it. Somehow I managed to win this competition. Somehow I managed to get a job at the game studio that I've always admired. And somehow I managed to get out of this financial nightmare that this whole month has been so far. Phoenix told me to meet up with him in front of the building, but I don't see him anywhere. He didn't leave without me, right? Some people from the art team wanted to talk to me, but I don't think it took all that long. Sorry to keep you waiting, Airi. I couldn't help but look at some of the artwork in the hallways on my way out. Congrats on winning! It was a tough battle, but you deserved the position. Thanks. Are you sure that you're alright though? I'm fine. I gave my situation some more thought, and you're right. Losing the competition isn't the end of the world. I might have wasted some time along the way, but what I learned won't go to waste. I'll somehow make this art thing work out. So how about it? Wanna grab some lunch? Our train doesn't leave for another hour. Sure, sounds good to me. I think some proper food is exactly what I need after all this excitement today. Great, I saw some nice looking restaurant on the way between here and the train station. We somehow managed to get a good table without a reservation. At first, I wanted to look for a different restaurant because it looked pretty expensive, but Phoenix convinced me to go inside anyways. It kind of felt like a celebration. It was a bit awkward given that Phoenix didn't win, but I suppose there weren't any hard feelings between us. The food was really good. I almost fainted when I saw the prices, but Phoenix told me he paid. To celebrate the occasion, as he put it. I declined. I just won $1,000 and got a new job, so there was no way I'd let Phoenix pay. Instead, I decided to pay for him as well. We had a great time, and we talked a lot more than we usually did. I think at some point I really started to like Phoenix. Oh, already? Eventually, we lost track of time. Let me just save again. Thankfully, Phoenix noticed how late it had gotten before it was too late. We hurriedly paid the bill, ran to the station, and barely managed to catch our train. I'll definitely remember this day. And even if this will be the last week where we're both at the bookstore, I don't think Phoenix and I will stop spending time together. Well, I'm finally home. I still can't believe I'll be working at Naughty Cat in just over a week. It's a little sad to leave Mrs. Cardhoover and Snow just like that, though. Well, I'm sure they'll understand. It's not like this is a goodbye for good. Anyway, I'm really tired. Maybe I'll go to bed early today. I did just that. I was used to being in an empty apartment again, but it still felt a little lonely. I read for a while, trying to relax after all the excitement, and ate a light dinner. To be honest, I don't remember the last time I went to bed feeling this good. Almost all of my worries had vanished from my mind, and for the first time in forever, I was looking forward to the future. The hard part of the month was over, and next month was already looking bright. Somehow everything worked out, didn't it? Finally, the weekend. Yesterday was exhausting. I think spending some quiet days at home is exactly what I need. Well, guess I'll go eat breakfast then. I took my time eating breakfast. This week had felt like a climax of an already intense month. As usual, I browsed the internet while eating and ended up reading an article about the next Titan Watch online update. I still couldn't believe that I'll be working on the game starting next month. Maybe the update after this one will even have some of my work in it. Eventually, I was done and went back to what I wanted to be as uneventful of a Saturday as I could make it. I think this is the first time this month where I can actually relax. Paying rent won't be a problem, and I'd still have almost a week to lay back. Oh jeez. I call it Saturday. That's probably not Mrs. Cardhoover then. Hello? Hey, Airi, it's Phoenix. Oh, hey Phoenix, do you need something? Yeah, I was just wondering if you maybe have time to talk? I really appreciated our conversation on Tuesday, and there's something I wanted to tell you before the month is over. Oh, sure. I haven't planned anything for the weekend so far. Great. Would you mind coming over? We could also meet somewhere else if you preferred that. No, your place is fine. Alright, I'm here pretty much all day, so no need to rush. Sure, I think I'll be there in an hour or so. Great, thanks. See you later then. Yeah, see you. Well, it's not exactly a quiet weekend at home anymore, but I guess this isn't that bad. I'll better get ready. Let's have some more water. Airi, I'm glad you can make it. Sure. You sounded like it was kinda important. Yeah, where do I even start? Now that the competition is over, I started thinking and I realized something. We've barely known each other for a month, but I really enjoyed working with you at the bookstore. And well, being in the competition finale with you turned out to be a lot of fun too. I wish you all the best at Naughty Cat, but I think I'll miss working together with you. Yeah, me too. The thing is, I like you, Airi. I thought you were interesting from the start, but I didn't expect that we'd have so much fun, so much in common. And even if we didn't spend all that much time together, my interest only grew. I really appreciate that you lent me an ear earlier this week. It's unusual for me to give in to insecurity so much. I'm really grateful you were there. Wait, how long have these two characters known each other for? Like a month? Like a month, if I remember correctly? I think being at Naughty Cat with you really confirmed my feelings for you. Wow, their chemistry went really fast. Skyrocketed real fast in that month, huh? Anyway, sorry for springing all this on you all of a sudden. It's just that we only have one more week together at the bookstore, and I didn't want to miss the chance to tell you. I really like you, Airi, romantically, and I don't expect you to feel the same, but I'd love to spend more time with you and get to know you better. Is this really happening? Yeah, it is happening. No, thanks for telling me. To be honest, I think... Save again... I'd like that too. I think I'd like that too. Oh, frick, it's gonna end up with the same ending, I swear. I also enjoyed the time we spent together, and honestly, most of the time it felt like you already achieved everything I aspired to achieve one day. It was pretty intimidating at times. But I like you, Phoenix, and I think I'd like to get to know you better too. Really? I'm so glad to hear that, Airi. To be honest, I wasn't sure how quickly I'd be able to date again, but I really want to try with you, huh? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were still struggling with a breakup. It's been a few months now, don't worry. I'll tell you about it sometime. Alright. I'm curious though. You never told me anything about your romantic history. About that. There's, actually not much of a history. I've never been with anyone before. I hope that's not weird. Don't worry, it's not weird. Thanks for telling me. Do you have any plans for tomorrow? Maybe we can go out somewhere again. Sure, that sounds good. But maybe not at that cafe this time. As much as I like it, we should probably go somewhere else for once. How about the museum? It's maybe not all that romantic, but there's this exhibition I really want to see. Oh, you mean the one about Gustav Caillebotte, was it? I saw the posters on my way to work. Yeah, I really like his art, and the range of his styles. A lot of it looks very realistic, so I was surprised when I read that he was technically an impressionist. Impressionist? Oh, that sounds interesting. Sure, I'd be up for that. Great, then it's a date. When Phoenix showed up at the bookstore, I thought we would be colleagues at least. I didn't expect him to be an artist, let alone more skilled than me. I didn't think I'd end up liking him so much. I can't say how well it'll work out, but I'd like to be with him for as long as I can. For now, we'll just have to wait and see. I'll be working at Naughty Cat in just over a week. Our schedules will be pretty different then. Still, I'm hopeful. I'm sure we'll make it work somehow. But now we should just make the most of the rest of the month. What? The most of the rest of the month. That kind of rhymes weirdly enough. Not rhymes. Has a nice rhythm to it though. Then we can worry about what comes after. Somehow the future doesn't seem so scary anymore. It's not like my life is suddenly perfect or anything, but I'm not alone anymore. And it feels reassuring to have others in my life. Let's just save here. Alright, here we go. My last work day of the month. And actually, my last day at the bookstore in general. I'll kinda miss coming here. Anyway, let's go inside. Airi, good morning. Good morning, Mrs. Cardhoover. I'm a bit sad that today's your last day at work here, but I wish you all the best in your new job. Thanks, it's kind of a dream come true to be honest. But I'll try to visit from time to time. All things considered, I had a great time here at the bookstore. I'm happy to hear that, Airi. I want to prepare a little farewell gift for you, but this all happened so suddenly there was unfortunately no time for anything fancy. Oh, it's alright, I didn't expect anything to be honest. Now, you know I wouldn't just let you walk out of here with nothing after all the work you've done. Here, take a look when you find the time. I hope you like it. I guess I'll have to count on Phoenix now that my most trusty part-timer is leaving. I'm sure it will work out. Another bottle of water. Yeah, I hope it will. Where is Phoenix, by the way? Phoenix is still sorting out the delivery from Tuesday. But it's just you two today, so I need to put you at the counter. Alright. Well then, I'll be in the office if you need anything. Now then, back to the usual grind, I guess. Pardon. Airi. Oh, hi Snow. Hiding from Mrs. Cardhoover again? Sorta, not really. I think she saw me already. So I thought I'd stop by for a bit while you're still working here. Want me to help out? Wait, you want to help out? Not really, but I guess isn't so bad once in a while. Excuse me. Sorry, how can I help you? I'm looking for books about writing, but I have no idea which ones are any good. Sure, let me take a look. Is there anything specific you want to know about? Oh, it's not for me. My daughter has picked up writing recently, but I want to help her out a bit. So, something with general writing tips maybe? Alright, let's see what we have here. I think the last time I chose was... Well, the title seems a bit extreme, but I'd say it's pretty important to know how to write emotional stories. And it seems to go into detail on plot structures as well. Oh, that seems helpful. That one's no good. Huh? I read it. There's helpful advice in there, but it's buried in pages of long-winded explanations with little to no actual content. Is that so? Then what about the others? Well, I'm sure one of them's going to be fine, right? Nah, they're pretty much the same. To really get a good understanding of what they want to teach you, you'd have to read all of them, but even then, they only scratch the surface. So instead of reading a total of like 800 pages just to get the basics, I think it would be better to get something else altogether. Like what, for example? I found a pretty good one recently, but it's only available as an ebook right now. Oh, that's perfect. She could always take it with her on her tablet. Do you also sell ebooks? No, unfortunately not. Ah, too bad. Well, could you tell me the title of the book then? Sure, I'll write it down for you. Alright, thanks for your help. I'm sure my daughter is going to like this. I thought you wanted to help out. I did. We just had a happy customer leave the store. But he didn't buy anything from us. So, I'm sure he'll come back when he needs another book. Giving good recommendations is also part of your job. And here I thought you'd know that by now. Not fair. This was your home turf. Anyway, nice going, Snow. I think this was the first time I saw you talk freely to a stranger. Well, it's easier to talk when it's about something I'm confident in. Hello, do you have books about art theory? Ah, sure. Last time I checked, we had a few. Want to take over, Snow? Now, who's being unfair? Relax, I was just joking. Mrs. Cardhoover would probably get mad if I made you do my work. Let's see. Do you have any specific topics in mind, or do you want something that covers all the basics? I've been drawing just for fun for a while, but I've watched a pretty interesting live stream, and now that I want to get more serious about it. I'm gonna name this guy Yatada. I forgot. I realized I named this guy Yatada last time as well. Yatada! I don't really know much about colors or painting, but it's not like I'm completely new to art. Alright, I think you might like... This one is purely about colors and color contrast. There are a lot of examples, even with some more and well-known paintings, so you always have a visual aspect accompanying the theory. Good lord. I've mostly ended up using it as a reference book though, so if you want something that feels more like an art course, then it's maybe not ideal. No, that sounds fine. It's probably even better to have a book you can come back to even when you're more experienced. Thanks for your advice. Wait, that live stream I mentioned, weren't you in it? You're the winner of the Naughty Cat competition, Airi, right? Yeah, today's my last day working here. Congrats! I really like that design you made. Thanks. But I don't want to keep you from working. I think now I'm more convinced than ever to get this book. Sure, that'll be €19.99 then. Thanks for your patronage. Please come again. Please come again. I need water again. My throat is actually killing me for some reason. So you're getting recognized now? Don't forget me when you're famous. This was actually the first time this happened, and honestly, I'm not sure what to feel. Well, you did look surprisingly cool in that live stream. You watched it? Sure, why wouldn't I when you're in it? But anyways, did you actually read all these books, or were you just picking the best of what is here again? I was pretty sure you had neither the money nor the time to read so much. Well, maybe the time. Just so you know, I was already serious about art long before we met. And it just so happened that these were among the books I read back then. Airi, are you ready to take your break? Mrs. Cardhover said she wanted us all to come together before our shift is over. Oh, sure. And good to see you too, Phoenix. Yeah, sorry, I was so busy this week. No, don't worry about it. It's not like I had any more time, honestly. I think I'll join you later, maybe. Huh? I thought Mrs. Cardhover already knows that you're here. Probably. But maybe she doesn't. You should really sort this out. I know. I'll start high school next term, so I'm planning to start over completely. Well, good luck. Though I'll only believe it when I see it. Fine, I deserve that. Anyway, see you later. Sure. And Airi, good luck with your new job. What's that? Are those tears I'm spotting? No, definitely not. I'll come visit, so don't worry. Can't leave my favorite writer hanging, can I? Good. If you don't have me to spur you on, who knows how long you'll keep that job. Sorry to butt in, but I think we should get going now. Ah, right. See you later, Snow. Airi, Phoenix. It's not even a month since your little welcome party, and now there's already a farewell again. Though, this time it's for Airi. You've really helped me out a lot over these last few years. As I said this morning, I wish you all the best going forward. Do you like your present? Present? Oh, I completely forgot to open it. Well, no better time than now. Is this a bookmark? Yes, I had everyone write a little message on it for you. And it's made from your first receipt as a part-timer here, to remind you that mistakes usually aren't the end of the world. Thanks, I had almost forgot about accidentally adding an additional 0 to the total back then. But seriously, thanks for making this. I really appreciate it. Of course, I'm glad you like it. There wasn't any cake this time, but it was nice of Mrs. Cardhover to still go out her way to say goodbye. On your way out, Phoenix and I talked a little more about our jobs, about our time at the bookstore, about our future. It was strange to know that this was the last time we'd go home from work together. Even if it had always been a few minutes before we had to go to different directions anyways. But I'm still excited about what the future will hold. Although tomorrow first holds a phone call I've been postponing all month. Today's the day that rent is due. I did all I can. and somehow it worked out, so I'll be fine. I set up the bank transfer yesterday, so should hopefully make it in time. Ah! Oh no, is that... hello? This is Airi? Has it really gotten to the point that I'm getting these creepy phone calls where you only hear slow breathing? Can you hear me? This is... Airi? It really is my landlord. Somehow this doesn't make it any less creepy. Yes, this is Airi. I see. I'm calling to ask if you are able to pay rent this month. As you know, we agreed to communicate more closely since that little fiasco in January. What happened? What happened in January? Yes, I'm sorry about that. So, will you pay rent this month? Yes, I transferred the money yesterday, so it should be there after the weekend. Good. Besides the little mishaps in every now and then, you're one of my more agreeable tenants. But it would be a shame to evict you. Yes, I'll make sure to keep paying rent on time from now on. Good. I will call again at the end of April. There are a few people who make me as uncomfortable as my landlord. At least everything went smoothly this time. I just hope next month will be a little more relaxed. But anyways, let's forget about this whole phone call and do something fun. There's this new series I've been waiting for since last summer that finally starts today. Yeah. Yeah. I realized it ended up with just the same ending as well, so yeah. Whoops. The Kira Kira sequel about her sister Star Killer, and how she became the antagonist of the second season. What even is Kira Kira? Is this related to Precure, or, I mean, it's clearly based off some magical girl type anime. Ah, I'm so excited about this, and about the series finale next year. All of this is leading towards. Wait, I'm sure Phoenix would like to see this too. I should call him. Maybe we can watch it together. Oh wait, that's new. What I didn't know when I started up this series was that it was actually a 2-episode special to start things off. I could barely contain my excitement when the 25-minute passed and I realized that there was still 25 more minutes to go. Phoenix came over, we made some microwave popcorn and sat down on my bed to watch the series. Did you at least clean your room this time? Apparently his sister already announced she was going to call him later tonight to talk about the episode. And damn, this was a strong state of the start of the season. Those 15 minutes were over far too quickly, but they were also more enjoyable than if I had spent them alone. The evening rang out quietly. The call of my landlord went pretty well, so finally there was nothing to worry about anymore. For the first time this whole month, and what a month it was. Epilogue. I'm pretty sure this just led to the same ending. It did lead to the same ending. Oh well. Oh well, I mean, I am gonna end stream I am gonna end stream. Was gonna end stream after whatever ending I got. A lot of time has passed since then. Not the art. It's so good, but I'm like, cringe at it at the same time because it's so good. And also, I'm not used to looking at lovey-dovey pictures for some reason. Phoenix and I are still together. It was a bit difficult at first. We both wanted the position at Naughty Cat, and even though he kept telling me that I deserved it, it took me some time to see that Phoenix was really okay with how things turned out. Weird question. Not weird question. I'm still working there. She looking at photos of couples make me feel weird and tingly for some reason. For the first 2 years or so, I was a junior concept artist on Titan Watch Online. This art is making me feel weird. It was super exciting. After a few months of work, we shipped a new expansion, and seeing people online talk about how much they liked the new armor set I designed felt amazing. Last month I was promoted, sort of. I'm still far away from being a lead artist, but I'm part of the core team working on Naughty Cat's newest project. It's pretty much everything I ever wanted from a game. Can't say much more about it though. The team is great. Sometimes the workload is a bit too much, but at least our managers try to keep our schedules crunch free. Thanks to that, I also have enough free time to do more than just work and sleep. Phoenix and I moved together about a year after we started dating. Ah, yummy. This is making me feel weird the second time I look at this. As we probably could have expected, work kinda got in the way of our relationship. Sometimes we thought this might be a good way to counter it. And now we actually ended up working together as well. Phoenix focused completely on making a living as a freelance illustrator. He got a few gigs designing posters and merch for a band that is apparently quite a big deal in the indie rock scene. Oh, nice. I know this. I was expecting to get the different ending, but I ended up with the same ending. I'm gonna end stream after this too, so yeah. My throat is pretty botched up after that whole thing on Friday. Not fun. Being sick is not fun. What sucks is that I missed out on a whole lot of streams that I really wanted to watch, and I just felt kind of bummed out about it. Yeah. And then the day after me, I was all better, but my stomach felt like it was crushed because I was vomiting so much. I was vomiting a lot the other day, and also I had a hot water bottle around the abdomen. You probably know what I'm trying to talk about here. Soon more bands wanted his art, and not long after, Phoenix ended up founding his own little illustration studio. Oh? I help out there sometimes after work. I'm still nowhere as good of it as an illustrator as Phoenix, but it's fun to work together and do something different for a change. Well, slightly different at least. Once the financial side of things had stabilized, Phoenix rented an office for the studio. Partly due to my schedule, we often end up working late, but it's also nice to ring out the day after everyone else has left already. I think we were both a little reserved when we started our relationship. We liked each other, but we hadn't known the other one well enough to really know if it would work out. Thankfully it did. I really love Phoenix. We had our falling outs, and it's definitely not always easy, but we always try to make things work. For both of us. I'm glad we met, and I'm glad we got closer. Indeed. For most of my life, I've tried to avoid conflict, and as such, I've kept people at arm's length, unless I knew for sure that we'd get along perfectly. After getting closer to Phoenix, I realized how limiting that is, and how lonely you become. At some point, I noticed that Phoenix and I got along well, but we're not technically perfect for each other. Even if I like my work, Phoenix is on a whole other level with that. Whenever Phoenix is excited about a project, there is nearly no stopping him. And usually I don't have the heart to do anything about it. Eventually, it even became kind of endearing to see him so caught up in his own world that at times like these. But it can be a bit lonely when Phoenix stays at the studio all night. I have my own problems though. Even now I need quite a lot of alone time, and it doesn't always line up with when Phoenix is busy. We've had our fair share of arguments about that, but I think it doesn't really matter. We care about each other enough to try and look beyond these issues. To apologize when we are upset upset the other, to try to better ourselves, and to compromise. What's that quote by Bear Grylls? Improvise, adapt, overcome, improvise, adapt. I don't know that, you know that quote by Bear Grylls. Conflict still isn't fun, but I think our relationship only gets stronger when we manage to work through it. I'm happy with where we at now. Where we are now. We. And for as long as we can, we want to stay together. Well, that was extremely short. Ended up with the same ending. Kinda underwhelming, no offense. I'm sure there are other endings, but I don't think I'm gonna explore them all that much. Airi, huh? Haven't heard that name in a while. Apparently no more computer troubles. I haven't seen her in a few months. Maybe I should use her as an advertisement. Come here and you won't need your laptop fixed again. But it's kind of sad that there's no Joyce in this version. In this playthrough. Airi? It's been a while since she's visited. I guess work is keeping her busy. Well, it's the same here. The bookstore's still doing well, so I thankfully don't have much to complain about that. Sad there's no Joyce though, in this version. Why do you want to know about Airi? I haven't talked to her in at least a month. And I have other things to worry about. I just started high school, and I want to enjoy my time there. Maybe I'll start playing sports. New image and all, you know. This is the same darn ending, god damn it. Yay. Yay? Question mark, question mark, question mark? Oh my god, my throat is screwed. Not screwed, it feels sore again. But yeah, thank you for coming to my stream. Thank you for coming to this unexpectedly short stream. And I'll just put up my schedule for next week. What are we doing? Rakuin. Rakuin. Yes. Next week we'll be playing Rakuin. The week after we'll be playing Grim Dawn. I don't really know what Grim Dawn is about though, but I kind of did some research on it. Seems like some kind of MMORPG. I don't know. Seems like there are different classes and stuff. And I was like, oh wait, this is an MMORPG? I thought this was just a normal RPG. So yeah. Oh god. Hiccup, pardon. Oh jeez. Oh god, okay. Well, thank you for coming to my stream, and I will see you this really unexpectedly short stream, and I'll be seeing you next week. Bye. Bye. Bye bye. Bye bye bye. I don't know why I keep saying byes like that, but bye bye.